sun is rising, bright and early in the morning, comes a stressed, withered-looking Ernest. Looking exhausted, with a swath of train supplies. And he's trying to, get all his supplies off the cart, and Clyde is coming up to him and going, So, when will this all be done? And Clyde goes, oh, well, I'll get started on it tonight, but probably won't be done until tomorrow. And, Clyde and him are having a bit of a spat, and Ernest is trying to unload as much of this stuff as possible, and he goes, oh, could you lend me a hand? And he starts handing things over to just whoever is standing there, really. And kind of surprised, who do we see starting to help unload trade parts?
Connor Everett is in his mid-30s. He's currently just wearing his suspenders kind of flipped down over the sides of his shirt, with his shoulders there. I think he was in the, trying to be dapper, wannabe Clark Gable energy. That's kind of what he gives off here. I think he was standing nearby because he was talking with Harold now look here, Harold. You're an engineer. You should know how to fix this. So you just walk me through it. You can't get up here, but how do I do the? Oh, yeah, absolutely. He'll scramble down off the side and go over to help Ernest get those bags. Just thank all of the heavens above that finally a real competent engineer is back here, Mr. Ernest, sir. What can I do to help get this on the road here?
And Ernest kind of looks over at you intensely, a little bit jarred, because usually Louise is the one who does the talking. He goes, you just take the parts over by the engine where I've got things taken apart. And if you could just start unloading things by size.
We'll get that right in right order. Size, big, small to big. You got a preference?
Small to big.
Small to big. Okay, fabulous. Hey, Ernest, real quick. Just you and me here, real quick, and kind of pulling in close.
And he goes,
Don't worry. I don't bite. I keep Harold way over that way, so no chomping around here. Just between you and me, Ernest, I'm sure you noticed a little bit of stress from Mr. Barrows there. Yeah. If there's anything I can do to speed this up, I think he will be a lot calmer if you and I can get this solved here real quick. Should I go get Louise after I get the parts lined up, or what can I do to help make this happen?
don't want incompetent people getting in my way.
I will keep Harold as far from you as I can, don't you worry.
Yeah, if you could go let Louise know that
I will. Hey, don't you worry about me. I learned real quick. I served over in France during the Grey War, and I had to learn to keep my head about me quick. I'm a sharp student. Don't you worry, Ernest. And slap him a little way too friendly on the shoulder. All right, you're a good man. Let me go get your pretty little wife there, and I'll be right back.
And as Connor trots off, Ernest goes, I just don't want incompetent people getting in my way. And he starts opening his boxes and working on things. Train stuff.
On his way back, Connor will peek into probably the animal cart and just say, hey, real quick, and in years back, don't know if you heard, but Meg, do you know anything about trains? Because I don't know nothing about them.
Oh, I don't know a thing, but I could probably ask Sisyphus. He lived on a train once.
Then you check with him, and then when I pass by, I'll check in too, because he's a little weird. The local guy, we're in Tennessee. It's how it happened.
This is so true.
Yeah, I don't know much, and he's worried about competence, so I need to learn quick.
I hate to add more to your plate, but you know that guy who has his bedroll in here?
Yeah.
Foxglove went on it again, so we need someone to clean it.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll take care of that as soon as I get the train on the road.
Thank you. You're so
If it doesn't happen today, you think that he'll be okay if it's a little wet?
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Okay.
Probably nothing
It's
bad will
Felix.
happen.
Of course it'll be great. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Do you need anything? We could come with you.
I think that may freak out this guy enough, and he sure didn't know what to do about me. So, no worries. I'll be back. I gotta go. Hey, actually, have you seen Elise?
Oh, yes, she's with Mildred, I think, because she didn't like my teeth.
I think your teeth are wonderful. Again, I did tell Ernest no chomping. So, let's keep that on the lower end. I'll go check with Louise.
And in the dining car, sitting over what is a very makeshift afternoon tea, is Louise, Mildred, Rosie, Dollina, and Felix.
Rosie, you're here too.
Why wouldn't I be here?
I heard stories about when you first ran into Miss Louise. No worries about it. Hey, Louise, your hubby is back. Can I take you over to him?
Oh, yeah. And you can see she's sat next to Dollina, who is sat in a chair on her own, with her own place setting like a person. And she's kind of like shaking and trying to sit on the edge of her seat as much as she thinks wouldn't be rude. She goes, I would love to go. Oh, I mean, this has been just fun. Talking about the future, talking about, what was it again?
Oh, Dollina was just saying how pretty of a voice you have. She'd love your voice.
That's right. And then talking about which horse is better to sleep under. It was fascinating stuff. Ernest would have loved to hear, but I gotta shake a tail feather already. I'll see you later.
Speaking of sleeping under a horse, just like helping her up, trying to be like maximum gentleman here, but turn to Felix and say, you might want to turn the bedroll over.
Let me guess, foxglove again.
I think that may have been the right one.
Leakier than a barn.
Usually
I once slept in.
Belladonna's a little bit more bladder control from what I hear from the twins. So
I appreciate that.
yeah,
Go move
just
it back over.
fair warning there. Dollina, tip the hat to the doll alone in the chair. With your leave then, and let's go. We're going.
Before you
I'll
go,
follow you out.
keep to the right.
The right. Is the straight lines warning still in effect?
That has already come to pass.
Oh. Now, actually, he'll spin the chair around and say, Mildred, I have to ask. Is the reason why that horse is having issues because they traveled in a straight line back to town?
Foxglove and Belladonna. I see darkness, but not too dark. Travel is very difficult for those that are weak-minded.
And a hand snatches your travel crystal ball out of your hand, and Bernadette leans over and goes, weak-minded?
Steel your mind, Bernadette. There is much more to come.
Hey, Bernie, why don't you come and help me get that sleeping roll rolled over here real quick? Trying to just diffuse the the violence that feels like it's about to break out of the dining car.
Well, I was actually about to take Belladonna out. We're learning a new two-step routine. So I'll be fine. And Bobby puts a hand on your shoulder, Mildred, and leans in and goes, don't talk about Foxglove.
Keep to the right.
Keep to yourself. Makes her way to the animal car. And with that, another day passes of Ernest working away on the car, and those of you who come to help, he holds up a hand and you hand him a wrench, and he's like, wrong wrench, and you hand him another wrench, and he keeps working on things, and he's asking you to start, salvaging some parts from other pieces of the circus, like broken down tents and things like that, trying his best to get this fixed as fast as possible as Clyde looms over his shoulder the whole time. As he gets it fixed up, he's trying to get the piston going again, and he's letting Clyde know, I'll do my best to get you back on the road, tomorrow, but I don't know. I think the piston's out, but I'm thinking the vacuum brakes might have an issue, but I won't know until the engine's running again. And Clyde goes, well, if that blows out, then hopefully it blows out closer to town. And the sun sets as Ernest and Louise stay the night in the train car, ready to get back to work once again in the morning. And once the morning comes, Louise and Ernest, bright and early in the morning, are working away on things. Clyde has sacrificed some of the old, worn-down tents to be, salvaged for scraps, which Louise is, kind of cutting them open, taking them apart, and as you all kind of shuffle into the dining car for breakfast, which now that it's been 6 days, slim pickings, saltine crackers, not really the typical breakfast food you're used to. But you see Ernest and Louise kind of, each grabbing an apple and, hardtack and making their way back to the front of the car. And as you all kind of shuffle in, you overhear an argument between Clyde and Ernest. And you see Clyde grab Ernest by his collar and go, "We need to be back on the road tonight. If this isn't fixed tonight, you're working throughout the night. We need to leave first thing in the morning. Do you understand?" But Ernest goes, I'm working as fast as I can. I don't know. Look. You can stand here and you can shout at me, or I can get back to work. And Clyde lets him go, and then Louise, walks up and is like, he's not real happy before his morning coffee. We'll get back to work, Mr. Barrows. And she glances over her shoulder at all of you and kind of half-heartedly offers you all a wave and kind of trots behind Ernest, singing a little song to herself.
Can I pull Clyde over to us? Like, hey, Clyde.
Yeah, he kind of turns around with a huff and he sits with all of you and goes, "Real mess we're in."
It's just a delay. But
it's not just a delay.
I mean, it's not we're biting this guy's head off. No pun intended there. But we can't scare them. They're doing us a big favor, and the railroad people haven't heard from them, have we? Not like we have other options.
Look, it's part of the business that we don't stay in one place too long. Okay? My father, who owned it before me, he always told me, we can't stay for 7 days. We can stay for 6, we can leave on the morning of the 7th, but we can't stay for 7 days. That's why every show we've ever done, we've only done for 5, so that we could be on the road miles away by the morning of the 7th.
Mildred, why is it 7 days?
7. The depth and breadth of the sky in heaven, that's 7.
Would you like to roll some spooky stuff?
An occult roll?
You can make an occult roll if you want to peer into your crystal ball and see if you can't figure that out.
Sure.
While she does, can I roll like psychology or psychoanalysis or something? Like, is this because his father was being chased by the feds? Like,
yeah, you can roll psychology.
what's going on in
to
Clyde's
see what
head
kind
here?
of tone.
So, Mildred wasn't in, his dad's circus, so she doesn't have, any understanding of that. But she does know circus life really well, and, she's had plenty of practice, placing herself within a situation. And so she kind of, mentally sets herself, maybe in a position of, authority like his dad would have been in. And she, lifts her ball and looks into it, and it was a successful roll.
How much of a success was it?
So 70 is my number, and I got a 39.
Okay, so you got a good success. So you catch a vision, albeit brief, and you see a man who looks a bit like Clyde, pacing back and forth in the train car that you know is now Clyde's office, where his paperwork is. And you see papers and photos strewn across the desk. And you see, through his eyes, pacing back and forth across the room, pacing, and you look down at your hands, which you've been anxiously chewing at your fingernails, which you've now basically gnawed to bloody stumps of nails. And it's painful and uncomfortable, but you can't stop. And you're anxious, and the train is moving, but you feel that wash of anxiety from him. That the train is moving, but is it moving fast enough? And he continues to gnaw away at his nails, and the vision ends.
She like looks down at her own hands, and they kind of like twitch a little bit. Like she like lifts them up to her mouth and then like brings them back down, and she says, "We're not moving fast enough."
We're not moving at all.
She kind of just like, again, like lifts her hand up to her mouth and like back down and like squeezes her crystal ball and gets up and kind of starts to pace a little bit.
And so how'd you roll?
97. So I think Connor is absolutely certain that it's tax evasion. And probably just said, now Clyde, listen, if your daddy was in trouble with the law, then we don't have to be running. They can't get you for that one. And besides...
Clyde jumps to his feet and slams a hand down on the desk and goes, Were you looking around in my books?
Not at all. Not a bit. Not a lick. Not a even hair high thought about it. Mm-mm.
You all stay out of my office. And you stay out of Ernest's way, and we're gonna be on the road tomorrow morning.
Rosie, what does Dollina say?
I think I'm gonna listen to the tracks. We're gonna go over and just lay our heads down.
Can I come with my special weird girl
Mildred.
princess?
You may. And you put your head on the tracks. And could you roll for me a listen roll?
A listen roll?
Yeah. You're listening, aren't you?
I am listening. 13 out of 40.
You acutely hear nothing.
Nothing.
No. In fact, it's kind of eerie. The silence. And it comes to you that you've not been moving along these train tracks at all. For days. No one has come along the train tracks in days. No one's come along the fields in 6 days. It's a brutal August day. Nothing is ready for harvest. Comes to you that farm hands aren't going to be working in the fields harvesting probably for a couple months.
We're going to die here.
And as that realization dawns on you, what do you do?
Has anyone seen anyone in the fields? Or around us? Seems awfully lonely out here.
I haven't heard any really animals whispering that I recognize.
Does anyone have any binoculars or anything to look far out?
Roll. What do you think you would roll to think about, like, where you might find that?
I'm going to break into his office.
Clyde's office?
Yes.
Already? I would
I
follow
have
you into
slippery
that.
hands.
Okay, well,
Though it's daytime. Maybe wait till nighttime.
okay.
If Dollina thinks we should go into the office, I will go with you, but we could maybe get some friends and they could help us.
We should get some friends to help us.
Eloise says this is a good idea.
Dollina also thinks it's a good idea.
You two freaks. So, you decide that perhaps there's something in Clyde's office. Maybe he's got binoculars. So, do you wait until nightfall? Do you recruit a team? What's your plan?
What friends do you want to bring?
I think Connor knows the office really well, and Felix knows where the bourbon is, so if we get caught, he can stop us.
That's a good idea.
Do you have any friends?
You're my friend.
That's so true.
I can't
Also,
tell
what about
Dollina that.
Mildred?
Mildred, would you care to accompany us?
Felix has been behind you the whole time.
Under the horse.
Eloise says death is whispering us from beyond the open field, and it's warm like an embrace, but also cold like a slippery eel. And so you're going to investigate the office for binoculars. What do you
Very
think?
nice, yeah. Sounds good. I've been in there loads of times. It's not hard to get into, honestly.
Okay.
But Mildred, do you think we should bring Mildred with us?
Yeah. She can see things.
You're welcome to invite her. She was already planning on going.
I'm not sure how much use she'll really be,
But
I
what if
suppose
we can't
could
find the binoculars?
bring
And she
her.
goes, ooh, they're in a drawer.
Oh. You don't really believe that, do you?
That they're in a drawer?
That Mildred can see anything in that ball of hers.
Eloise says you're kind of being rude right now.
I'm talking to the wrong people.
Okay.
But yeah, what time should we meet? Just after sundown?
Ooh, this sounds good.
Or should we wait till late? You know, he goes to bed real late these days. He's been worried sick. And you know something else weird? This Ernest fellow who's been working on the engine. Don't you find it odd that he's the only person in all of Kansas who apparently, or wherever we are, who apparently can fix trains, yet he somehow managed to go 6 days without fixing a train. So either there's nobody in this whole state who can fix a locomotive, or he's a fraud. Don't you think it's odd?
I do think it's odd. But, maybe it's really broken, or maybe he's not that good at his job. There are many people in this circus who are not very good at their jobs.
That's not out of the realm of possibility, and that's very true.
Speaking of, what if we got Connor to distract, Clyde, while we go in and rummage around?
Not a bad idea. I also think perhaps we ought to investigate this Ernest fellow as well.
Okay, how do you suppose we go about that?
Well, I don't know. And he pulls a little cigarette out of his pocket and he puts it into his mouth conspiratorially, and begins to light it conspiratorially as well, with a conspiratorial glint in his eye. And he says, perhaps, he'll be up late working. Ernest will, because Clyde was furious today. He'll be up late working. How about we go speak with him while we're waiting for Clyde to drink himself into sleep?
I like this idea.
I'll bring him extra bourbon tonight. Extra. I'll
you
bring him
put some-
vodka. I think Maxime still has some.
Thank God.
I know, he has been in that car for 6 days now, and you know how he guzzles that stuff. So our odds of him having more are a little slim, but I'll check.
Eloise says he whispers to death through alcohol poisoning. That's slurp.
I think alcohol poisoning would be what comes up in Mildred's crystal ball when she asks about him. Certainly.
So, your plan is the two of you want to get Clyde drunk and interrogate Ernest. Is that right?
Yeah, so we want to get Clyde drunk so he goes into a deeper sleep at night. And then while, in the early evening, while he's drinking, we can go speak to Ernest about it. That's the plan.
And are you still planning on going into Clyde's office?
Yes, we'll break into his office after we think he's asleep.
Okay.
But we need to recruit our other two people before that. We want to make sure they're coming with us.
Okay. Well then, what's step one?
So Connor,
Not in his room. It'll take you a little bit of time to find that he's actually with Harold. He has a little notepad and is a very, very crude drawing of a locomotive. And it's like, all right, Harold, what does this part do? I need to understand how the train functions. Go, okay, but how does one fix it? Like if it's broken like that, it goes in. Felix.
Felix.
Give me 1 second,
Well, that
Harold.
thing next to it, stop.
Gotcha. Give me 1 second. Hi, and I'll kind of close the door. Oh, thank y'all. That was I'm trying to learn how to be useful for Mr. Ernest, but Harold is not useful. So there's all three of you out here. Wow. Felix, when did you join the never mind, not gonna finish that sentence. What can I do for y'all? Or were you here for Harold too? Because let me tell you, he He ain't fully present at the moment.
Felix pulls a cigarette from his pocket and says, "Care for smoke?"
Always. Taking that line.
Great. He hands him a match,
Oh,
too.
wait, hold on. You're about to ask something of me, aren't you?
Is it that obvious?
Yeah.
So, Connor, we were having a discussion, the three of us, and we decided
For you.
everything
I presume
happening-
Dolly was involved.
Thank you. She appreciates it.
Right.
I got you. I
Dollina.
got you, Rosie.
You're so rude.
We were speaking about this whole situation. Don't you find it so odd? Isn't it so odd what we're doing here? Just out here, in the middle of nowhere for 6 days.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but like when the piston blows, the piston's blown.
Sure, but who told us the piston blew?
You know, I did get that much at least from Harold. That like I could see the piston, the whole thing is mangled and warped on one side. It at least from very rudimentary, it looks like a bad break, or does it look like I have no skill
Roll
in it,
train.
but- Okay. All right. Mechanical repair?
Yeah.
Okay. That's an 81 over my 10. So, does it look like all fine? Or just it stopped, or does it look like mangled?
So you went to take a look at it when the train first stopped, and it was smoke, it was sparks, there's kind of like black markings in the engine of things kind of grinding to a halt.
So like,
yeah.
Some level. I'd say, Felix, that between, actually, I don't need to whisper, he can't hear us, even though he's on just the other side of the door. No, don't worry about it, I'm not talking about you, different
Are you getting
Harold.
me milk?
Here, put this in your mouth and just pass him the cigarette through the door. I'm willing to bet that we're in this mess because we have the oldest, cheapest engineer in the yard. You know what I'm saying here? I'm pretty sure it's kind of his negligence that put us in that mess.
So you two believe that something's wrong with Ernest?
Wait. It's Ernest being weird?
Ernest, the person who's repairing the train.
I mean, he's a little awkward.
Yeah, but don't you find it odd that the person who said that the train is broken is the person that's been trying to fix the train for the last 6 days and has failed spectacularly to get us moving anywhere, so much as an inch?
Maybe it's a really difficult break.
If we had like a train yard, I'm sure it'd be fast. But
Perhaps it would, or perhaps Ernest doesn't want us to move.
Felix, what's the word here? Conspiratorial. Is that usual on your side of the Atlantic?
Oh, plenty of
Because out here,
conspiracies on my side of the Atlantic.
we're in Tennessee. We're in Tennessee, and well, like my poppy always said to me, never assume malice when incompetence will do with people from Tennessee. So,
well,
You hear from behind you. And you see one Louise Johnson standing a little abashed in the hallway.
oh, Miss Johnson, how are you doing?
is Ernest sabotaging the train,
good.
Louise?
Sorry, what was
Is
that?
your husband? You're married? Okay. So, Felix is like looking out of the corner of his eyes to you three here as kind of like a, you can jump in when you want to sort of a thing. But he takes he's going in his pocket for another cigarette, but he only brought the one for Connor to build rapport.
I will get it back from Harold. Has to do.
So the cigarette has like burned down a ton because Harold is like an anxious smoker.
Yeah, spitty.
And like so
He's chewed on it a little.
he like there's like teeth marks on the filter and stuff, and like a line of ash, so Felix like takes it and is like, oh, but he like flicks off the ash and puts it into his mouth, takes the long pull, and then blows it out through his nose, as he's very fond of doing, and then says again, repeats himself, Louise, is your husband sabotaging our train?
Just kind of like, it's almost like art. She's just shockingly, gracefully all of a sudden like very focused in, and then looks up and is just kind of twisting and listening for that sweet little...
And the doors both, within seconds, it is seamless.